Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Here we are, another episode of Relaxed and Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway, and with my awesome guest. Her name is Victoria De Leon, and she is a nanny with over 13 years of experience in the business, and she has worked on 3 different continents. She is originally from Hell's Kitchen, New York, just a few blocks from Times Square, and most recently she launched her own doula and childcare company named Womb Tribe, Birth Work and Beyond, with a mission to help empower and educate birthers at all stages of parenthood. So she's a nanny and she's a doula as well. Welcome, Tori.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yay!
Yay. Ingrid Galloway is the founder and relationship coach and chief relaxation officer of KAHYANGAN, which means heaven. She has been a relationship coach for 12 years, a spa therapist for 22 years, and she practiced from KAHYANGAN in Sydney, from her clients' home, office, hotel rooms, online, and from resort locations. Sorry.
No, it's from retreat locations.
Oh, retreat locations. Ah! Her work has always focused on uh, stress, relaxation, relationships, and always ready to look after loving and non so loving couples and broken and lonely hearted singles. She does one on one coaching sessions, group workshops, virtual retreat, and in person retreats.
Aw, thank you so much for your
And
introduction.
clearly, I'm having a hard time trying to say everything. So nervous. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I understand if you haven't done this before, it can be nerve wracking, not a problem. First question, I am always intrigued of my guest why. So, what is your why and why do you do what you do?
Oh. For me, I think I've just loved working with kids and loving with working with families. I definitely believe that the way to heal society is through the family unit.
Hmm.
And I used to work in corporate and I would get very frustrated in corporate just by red tape and bureaucracy. And I was like, there has to be a better way where we can really see the impact of what you're putting in and really see the fruit of your labor. And that's working through the family unit. I believe that once the family unit is solid and it feels empowered and everybody's working collectively and not working hard, but working efficiently, that actually really resonates and just blows out and really helps with when you leave the home and what's happening in the home and the way how kids are being raised and the way how parents are able to go out and slay at their corporate jobs or whatever they do that they're passionate about outside of the home.
Yes. That's amazing. We need so many people like you because a lot of families, especially during COVID, I believe, they became broken because obviously the stresses of COVID and whatnot. Now we're coming out of COVID, and of course, if people tune in maybe a year later, they still can relate. I mean, how can people forget that unforgettable year, right? A lot of stress on everyone, and especially if you have a new baby, that is just a huge change in a couple's life. So people need someone like you, definitely.
I mean, last year definitely showed a lot of how broken the system is and how inefficient it's working. I think a lot of people fell through the crack. Any new moms that have that first time didn't get the experiences that they were should have been receiving and would have typically received in a year where there wasn't a world pandemic. So I do
Mm.
feel like they got cheated and they got slightly robbed because they didn't get, all those little moments and hospitals were being restricted. You can only have one support person. Sometimes they weren't even allowing partners to go in when they're doing doctor's appointments or scans. And how is that okay that you can't go in and, the father of your baby can't see their baby, in a sonogram picture? Like, how is that okay?
Mm,
And that could be very lonely, and
yeah.
that wasn't fair for both parties.
Yes. Yes. So I feel you there, definitely. 2020 was a tough year for most. I've had two kids and I have gone through prenatal classes before, but I believe there's not enough postnatal information in the prenatal classes for parents. So here am I asking you, what are the three helpful tips for life with a newborn, Victoria?
I would say the most helpful tips is really, when it comes to life with a newborn, it's to really enjoy those first 3 months. Those first 3 months are truly meant for healing and bonding and discovering this little life that you have, and who they are, how they are enjoying the world and interacting with it, interacting with you, and discovering all of that. And I feel like as people, we want to rush certain stages. And I
Mm,
think as women, we have so much high pressure of needing to handle everything and, you know, be the center and host when people come over and take everything on and not ask for help and not ask for support, because that shows a sign of weakness or that you can't handle something. I feel like those first 6 weeks are truly meant for you to just relax, to heal from giving birth,
mm,
to really discover and to have people there to support you. And it's okay to ask for help. And when people come over, it's not your job to host them, it is their job to entertain you. And you really should be a queen and just be on your throne and be like, here's my baby, enjoy my baby, let me feed my baby, you know, change my baby, perfect. This is great. I might take a nap and you look after the baby. And those are like the blessings that you can give to a new mom. And I definitely feel like that's a good tip to really enjoy those magical moments. I feel like those times are so precious and they're exhausting, those first couple of weeks with the newborn, but the time is fleeting and your little one's not going to be that old, and that age ever again.
yeah.
So that's important. Those are times that should be valued and times that should be shared, and you should enjoy them and not rush them so much.
Yeah, it's incredible how much pressure that we, mom, put upon ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you did mention before, guests come in and we feel the obligation to entertain them all. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Second tip I would say is hiring professional support.
Mm,
If that is a doula during your pregnancy, if that's a postpartum doula for after, or a newborn nanny, it doesn't have to be an expensive cost. In the sense, it's just a couple, it could be as little as a couple hours or one night a week of overnight care,
mm,
where for somebody comes in for 8 hours, you get a good rest for 8 hours, knowing that somebody's taking care of little one,
yeah.
and you have peace of mind for those 8 hours and are able to actually really sleep. And you can definitely ask for a discount. Don't ever feel like you can't ask somebody who you think might be out of your budget, hey, do you offer something that's a little bit within my budget? Do you offer a personalized plan? Can I tweak this? Um, it's not expensive to have support. You just have to really take that extra 5 minutes to look and ask questions. And the worst that could happen is the person says, no, I don't offer discount. This is it. But they might say, hey, I offer a payment plan and you can pay it in 12 installments, or, work within what is in your budget, but a few hours a week,
Mm,
somebody who can there reset, have come over, take care of everything. If that's, washing some dishes, getting some laundry done, taking care of Bubs so you can rest for a few hours, does wonders.
yes, yes. Very wise. Definitely. I always promote asking for support. Ask for support. Yes.
Definitely. My third tip is, in the midst of madness and chaos, remembering to breathe, to center yourself, to center your heartbeat, to place bub on your chest and to let them know that everything is all right, that they're not alone, that they are loved, they are wanted, that you're there for them. Bubs are so sensitive and they can totally tense when you are tense and when you're unsure, and then they're unsure because they're like, ugh, I don't know what's going on. And they're feeling all your feelings. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this baby. And why are they crying? I don't know how to change them or swaddle them. If
Yeah.
you just work on centering yourself, Bub will eventually calm themselves, and you put them to hear your heartbeat, and that will calm them and they'll be more relaxed. And when that all fails and they're still unhappy, I say put on a little bit of music, do a little dance, do a little cuddle, give them a little kiss. That always does the trick for me. And it's just perfect to just get recentered again. I feel like it's so important to really work on centering yourself because that will center your little one as well.
Amazing. That's very, very important tip. Often mom thinks about a million things and hence they're not grounded and the bub can pick up.
Definitely.
Yeah, very, very good tips. Oh, thank you
And
so
I
much
would
for
say
sharing
one bonus tip,
Yeah,
for when things are overwhelming.
yep.
There is a chemical reaction that does happen to your brain when your little one is crying
Mhm.
and it becomes too overwhelming for you. It is okay to put Bub in a safe place. It is, or to give Bub to a responsible adult and
Mm.
to take a moment for yourself, so that you are doing your best. Your baby loves you. You are amazing, but you're also not alone in how you're feeling. And I want moms to know that.
Oh, great. That's very wise. Thank you very much for sharing those. Now, do you need some tips on relationships for your tribe?
Yes, please give us. We
Yeah.
would love to know that 3 tips that you can offer us.
Yes. So this time, I give 3 tips at different times, and this time I specifically want to give some tips for new mom. Number one, you will be exhausted a lot of the time, which is understandable. Hence, allow your partner to have more time with the baby and allow them to bond with the baby. Right? So your husband or your wife, if you're in a same-sex marriage, needs time with the baby too. And it is healthy for its development. So you don't have to be, over controlling, or if you are, pre-baby, typically quite controlling. Allow yourself to learn to let go of control by allowing them to help, so you can get extra time to rest. Right? You're tired, so allow someone else to help you, so you get extra time to rest. Number two, allow time for intimacy too. Maybe not straight away. You just gave birth. It's a huge change, and your body change as well. But after some time, your partner needs intimate time. It cannot be just all about you and baby. That's it, and not allowing other people to come into this little circle. It doesn't mean that you have to have sex straight away. Intimacy can be cuddling. It can be having a deep and meaningful conversation about something, preferably not about the baby, because I'm sure that your life feels like it's been taken over by the baby. Talk about something else, but deep and meaningful conversation. It feels very intimate. It can mean having a shower together, right? But the key is to be completely in the moment, in your special moment together. And eventually, when you are ready, it can lead to intercourse. If you're tired, I understand, totally understand. Just remember that sex can bring happy hormones, many happy hormones. So there is a high chance that you will feel more energized and loved afterwards. It's just, I understand that typically, in the beginning, it's like, oh my God, I just need another hour of sleep. Why is he asking for sex? But do not discount the after effect, because of the happy hormones that sex can induce, there is a high chance that you will feel more energized and loved afterwards. So, tips number 3 will be communicating your needs and praises. Be vocal yet gentle about your needs towards your partner. It's like, oh, I can't cope, I need help. You can communicate that, be vocal, but gentle, because probably your husband or your wife also busy about their work, etc. Not that they don't want to help you, but right at this minute, they are busy with something else, right? It can happen. And sing their praises often. Often, as a mom, we get so consumed in the role of being a mom, we forget that other people have helped us. So it is important that you praise your partner often, because they're only human. They will feel appreciated and not feeling like the outcast when you praise them often. If they have done something good, something helpful to you, praise them, you know, because they're human too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That.
I hope you enjoy those tips. And people, now we come to the fun part of the podcast. Victoria has given me her true and false statements, and let's have a look. Number 1, I once meet Ryan Seacrest, the host of American Idol. Number 2, I once was less than 2 meters away from the Queen. Because you're American, I will guess number 1. You met Ryan Seacrest once. Is that correct?
That is false.
Oh,
Very,
okay.
very close to meeting him at American Idol. Very close.
Okay, but
And I
not
had to
quite.
go work, so I missed it.
So what's the story about the Queen?
So a few years ago, my mom and my friend and my mom's friend, they was the first time traveling to Europe, and we did a free walking tour in London. And the Queen happened to be at Buckingham Palace, and we got really lucky that while we were on this tour, she left Buckingham Palace. So then we got to see her in her full salute of vehicles while she's driving away from Buckingham Palace. But at the end of our tour, prior to going to the road that leads to Buckingham Palace, there's these arches and a gate,
Yeah.
and the street is very, very narrow. And so we got really lucky that you hear the sirens and they clear out the street so the Queen can go back to the palace. And we happened to be standing right on the street, and we were right there. We were probably the closest we could ever be without a formal invitation.
Yeah.
And she just sat there and waved
Ooh,
with Princess Anne in the car. And we were like, oh, wow, we got to see the Queen of England. And I was very, very excited.
very good. Yeah. Once in a lifetime experience.
Definitely, 100%.
Was your mom happy about that as well?
I think it was so amazing for us because it was a free tour. It was a free tour by foot.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They are amazing in every city. I've have tried them in a few cities. They're awesome. Um, so basically, you go on a tour. It's roughly anywhere from like an hour to an hour and a half. You don't pay ahead of time, and you tip what you feel like it was worth. And
Hmm.
I find that that's amazing because sometimes tours are normally like $60 a person. It's like that's expensive when you're traveling.
Yes.
And then they're never really great in my mind. And so this was great. These are people who fall in love with the city. This woman actually was originally from out, not from the UK. She wasn't English. I think she might have been American. And she had gone there for school and fell in love with the city and ended up living there. And so the way that she just talked about stuff and the history of things, and it was just a really amazing experience that, years later, I'm still talking about it.
Amazing. That's great. I've been to London once and saw the Buckingham Palace, but didn't have the opportunity or the privilege to meet the Queen
Yeah,
in
yeah,
her
yeah,
suit.
yeah. You get to see it up and close and personal.
Ah,
All right, your true and false.
Yep.
Okay. Ingrid's clients learned how to count in the middle of Chinatown. Ingrid's family learned how to count in the middle of Chinatown. I'm going to go with two.
Right. You are correct.
Yay!
Because you were there too. Oh my god. To help celebrate my birthday once, we decided to join a kind of like an amazing race mixed with escape room but outdoor
Yep.
activity event. Yeah,
Mhm.
and we did it in Chinatown. And so we tried to solve clues and run around everywhere within Chinatown. And there's this without this activity, I never knew that that restaurant actually existed. So we went to this restaurant, and the clue was you have to count the mahjong tile as the decoration of the outside of the restaurant. So everybody's just busy counting, counting, and everybody got it wrong. Text the organizer of the event. No, try again. Oh, count again. And all these people queuing to get into the restaurant, and they thought, are you getting it? No, 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 we're just counting. We're just counting the tiles. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. We counted like 6 different times, and our first time that we sent our number, we were one number off,
Oh.
and then this like 3 times after that, we were one number off, and we kept missing it.
Uh-huh.
And we were counting it great, and I was counting it good, and I got to the last row, and my partner Phil
Yeah.
um, was like, "It's this number," and so I sent it through, and we were off by one, and then had to count all over again because I
I
remember
love
my
her.
fingers, and I was like, "At least wait till I finish counting next time before you shout out the number that is incorrect."
Yeah, it's just miscalculated with the brain.
Yep, 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 yep.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep,
That
reserve
was
the
a
brain.
very fun birthday. We still talk about it. And when I am in the city and I pass through Chinatown, I just remember all the fun memories, and I'm like, "Look, it's pretty. I remember this." And I'm like staring at things more often, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's amazing what we miss. It's our own city, but it's amazing what we miss. And then by this doing this particular activity, it's like, oh, I never knew that's in that there before, in the alleyway. Whenever I have a look up, there's like, oh, there are angels in this alleyway. It's like, right, never knew they existed. So there you
Exactly.
go. Being mindful and look at certain details can actually add to the experience of it all.
And taking the time to just look around. I mean, the
Yeah,
best saying is take time to smell the roses. And
exactly.
that's truly what you need to be doing in life. And you can take a moment, and you can
Yeah,
definitely take a moment, and there's no rush when you're with a newborn.
that's
um,
right.
Everything is not dire. You can take a moment to slow down and to get something done. And
Yep.
if you need to go somewhere at a specific time, you just start roughly 3 hours earlier, and you'll be on time.
Yes, I remember. When trying to get to a mom's group or something like that, it's like, yeah, people come late, half an hour later. That's okay, we
Yeah.
understand.
The
Well,
baby
I'm
will
trying to
always
get
go to the
out of the
bathroom and
house
need a
1 hour
nappy change
earlier.
right before you have to get in the car.
Sorry, say it again.
I said the baby was always going to need a nappy change right before you go in the
Yeah.
car.
Or
So
puke.
they're very good at knowing I'm already dressed, you're ready to
Yeah.
go, but
Yep.
I want to make sure that you're really late.
If not poop or puke. There you go. The fun part of parenthood, I tell you.
It is very glorious.
Now, let me ask the last question. What do you do to either relax or add raunchiness into your relationship?
Mhm. Well, I love to take a candlelight bath.
Hmm.
And so I make my own house blend of bath salts and body butters. New line dropping soon.
Ooh, very
And
excited.
I just load up my bath and I put a lot of essential oils and I boil hot water to make sure it's really nice and toasty for myself.
Mm,
And I'll light candles all over the bathroom, put on some music or a podcast or an audible book, and I'll just soak for 20 minutes and just relax my body. And then I'll take a nice little shower after, and I just feel all relaxed and minty and tingly, and it just feels beautiful. And I just love it, and it's amazing. I always make my bath salts when I'm feeling very positive, so I feel like that really resonates and goes through the bath salts, and it just gets me in a nice, relaxed, positive mind frame. And when it comes to my partner, we try to do date night once a week.
yeah.
So if that is doing something at home when we're cooking together and sitting on the couch watching TV or going out on a date somewhere, we try to at least do something once a week where we're reconnecting and having actual couple time and not worrying about any logistics of house stuff and paying bills or who did this, who did that, or work.
Yes. Yes. Very important. Very important. You're doing the right thing, Victoria, to definitely strengthen your relationship. It's awesome.
I definitely would recommend doing an amazing race because I feel like that was kind of fun to see how we can work as teammates.
Yeah.
And we realized we can work as teammates. That was kind
Yeah.
of fun.
Without fighting with each
No
other.
fighting, no
Oh,
fighting. I'm
amazing.
definitely competitive.
Yeah.
And if I would have known, what goes on top of a Thai dessert, we would have been in first place.
Next time we'll do it again.
Okay. Second place was awesome too.
We'll do it again next time, definitely. All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for watching our collaboration together. I hope you had a good laugh and enjoying our tips. I believe there's, tons of wisdom in my podcast, between myself and my series of podcast guests. And Tori, if people would like your support, how can they connect with you?
Definitely. You can come and visit us at www.wombtribe.org, or
Mhm.
you can send me an email at victoria@wombtribe.org. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. Definitely reach out, and my phone number is there. If anybody ever needs support or needs somebody to talk to, I'm always there. Give me a shout out. I'm happy to offer any wisdom I can and guide you in any way that you like and find resources for you. So don't ever feel like you can't reach out and that available and that help is always there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. So, people, remember, don't forget to ask for support, especially if you feel overwhelmed with your newborn. And, people, if you would like some more support in regards to relaxation or relationship, you can reach out to me. Go to my website, www.kahyangan.com.au. That is KAHYANGAN.com.au, and you can request for my half an hour free chat with me. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ingrid Galloway, if you like this podcast. And for sure, we will see you again next week with another awesome guest. Thank you so much, Tori, for coming to my podcast. I hope you had fun. I had a blast. And keep well and lots of love. Thank you.